Welcome to Tabletop Gaming with Juice. So I'm doing this quick video for a few reasons. I've had some time open up for me in the next couple weeks, maybe the next week. Kind of depends on what happens with work. I do have a few things I need to do, but um, nothing at this moment that looks like it'll take a lot of my time. I had to cancel a few games in the last few weeks that I was playing in. I had to push a game out that I'm going to be running next week. So been really busy, which is a good thing. And now I have that availability. So that I'm really excited about. That means I will be able to participate a little bit more. I do have a child on the way. I do still have work. So there's still going to be some schedule conflicts here and there. Unfortunately, I can't commit to everybody's games. I've been invited to a lot of games. I had to turn down two this week that I was supposed to be a part of, which is unfortunate. But I kind of work, I'm a realtor, so I work in a business that sometimes requires more of my time. So for example, I had a walkthrough last night. There was a last minute thing. It was set up this week. We were trying to do it originally on Sunday. Things changed. It had to be last night. So couldn't participate in the game. Also had some stuff earlier this week, so couldn't participate in another game. So I feel really bad about it. But you know, that's just the nature of my business. And that is part of why I don't play in as many games as I'd like to. There's tons of awesome games in the One Shot group. If you aren't part of it yet, you obviously need to go over there, join it, be a part of it. Tons of games. So, in fact, I know there's a game tonight. In fact, I met a guy at D&D Encounters Wednesday night who was playing in a game tonight. So, I'm very curious to see how he likes it. But yeah, so lots of excellent things. So, what am I going to do with my time that's opening up? Well, I'm not going to just jump right back into playing and doing stuff every night. I'm not going to do a live chat every night or anything like that. I'm going to still stick to what I've been doing because I think that's actually been a good schedule for me. I will probably do a couple videos a week. I need to get back to my blog. My blog has been neglected since I was swamped with work. I need to get back to my blog. I have some posts that I've been meaning to post up there. Those will be up there soon. And I also need to get back to doing some of my videos that I've been meaning to do. Clearly, I've been doing them through Google Hangouts. I like doing it this way. It's quick and easy. Some videos that are parts of series like D&D Basics and Q&A and things like that, I want to keep those on with a camera and a little bit of editing. So I will have those. There will be more. Guaranteed, promise, you can count on it. So yeah, and then I've seen a string of a couple videos from like Matt Click and Barker for how they prep for games. So I kind of am wondering, one, if you guys are interested in me explaining and showing you what I do to prep for a session when I prep, because obviously I don't prep for every single session. Sometimes I wing things. But if you're interested in hearing about how I prep for my sessions, leave a comment below and just maybe what you're most curious about, or you want to see the whole process or whatever. I would happily share that with you by doing it for one of my games. Now, yeah, so some things I had to kind of take care of the other day, today. Some things were brought to my attention, so I had to take care of some things. And something that kind of came up that I think people are taking out of context, the One Shot group, right? I've said from day one how cool it would be if we surpassed the Brigade and other groups, but mainly the Brigade, because that's the one that I've been part of for a long time now, and a lot of people are. And we passed the Brigade in subs, to which I made a comment in to some of my buddies. I was like, "Oh, we toppled them. Time to crush them or something." And I've been saying that from day one. Yes, I want to have more subs, sure. Or not subs, more followers to the group. I don't have any problems with the Brigade. I just want to make that clear. Apparently, people have taken that out of context. I just want to have the best group on Facebook. I've already made a list of the other 5 groups I want to topple and put their member count on there. And by topple, it doesn't mean I want a group to lose its members and shut down. That I could care less. I don't want that. I think there should be a place for everybody. And I've told people that I've been considering leaving the brigade. I used to participate in a lot of the conversations over there, and I felt like they would get heated, and I didn't always get enjoyment out of it. And why didn't I get enjoyment out of it? Well, the topics aren't always what I'm into. I'd find if somebody goes in there and has asked questions, a certain question, say, oh, well, what would be the optimum build for Pathfinder? Da, 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 da. You get 30 responses, and 15 of them are telling the person not to do an optimum build and to do a build based on character. Like the person didn't ask about that. Maybe they already have a character idea. I mean, clearly they came in here asking, I want to make a fighter that's optimized for Pathfinder, and people throw out, you shouldn't make an optimized character. Well, and the topic came up a couple weeks ago with a thread, a guy asking a question and people taking it the wrong way. And another thread came up the other day about a guy kicking a player out of his group because he didn't optimize, and people went the other direction with it, like, oh, da, 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 da. And it's not, I don't feel like we should be criticizing how people play their games at home. I've said that from day one. I tend to usually back the person who's being ganged up on for no reason, I feel. And if I feel like someone's being a jerk to somebody because of their preferences of game, that bothers me. For example, I don't play Vampire the Masquerade. But if someone comes into a group and is playing Vampire the Masquerade and talking about it, and someone says, oh, you shouldn't play Vampire the Masquerade, you should play this game because it's so much better than that game, that drives me nuts. I hate seeing stuff like that, which is why the one-shot group, I kind of enjoy how we've set things up. It's like a thread comes up like that, and if certain people are jerks, which luckily we haven't had a lot of it, everyone's been pretty cool. But if someone's being a jerk, we don't delete those threads. We leave it there for you to see that person was a jerk to someone, and I hope people see that someone was a jerk, and that way they decide not to play with that person or not allow them to play in their games when the game gets put up on the one-shot group. So there's reasons why we do things the way we do in the one-shot group. We don't do things the way other groups do on Facebook. It seems like the common way to handle things on other groups is that when somebody makes a thread, if it gets controversial, they start going through and, warning people. I mean, like, hey, you're warned, don't be a jerk. Like, you're warned, don't be a jerk, or whatever. And I'm not going to warn anybody. You act a certain way, people are going to treat you accordingly. If you're a jerk first, someone is going to be a jerk back. I'm not going to tell the person who is a jerk back to you not to be a jerk. Just like I'm not going to tell you to be a jerk, because I'm hoping people see you're a jerk. So, and I've had my moments before, but ultimately I don't think I'm a jerk in the long run. I actually think I'm a pretty nice person and pretty open to everybody. But yeah, so anyways, that's how and why we handle things the way we do in the one-shot group. But what I was saying was in the brigade, I've enjoyed the brigade. I've had a lot of good conversations with people in the brigade. I've met a lot of great people, made a lot of great friends. And when the other day I was considering leaving, and then I actually got involved in a good conversation. There was one that was making me a little sour on it, but there was another one that was actually pretty good. And so I've stayed in it for now. I don't use the brigade as much. I usually type my stuff in the one-shot group if I have something to talk about, or I just talk about it with my friends now, because I have enough online friends now that I can do it in a live chat. So I don't do as much in the brigade as I used to. And most of the time when I go over there, it's just because I feel like people tend, and it's in a lot of communities, people tend to try and tell people how to play games the way they play games. Obviously not the whole brigade is this way. It's just a few people. I mean, they have 1,200 people as well in the community. Obviously, 90% of those people or 95% of those people I've never had an issue with, never had a debate against or anything. So, it is a good group. It does do great things like Charity when it does their online convention every year. They do great things, which I applaud them for that. But sometimes it's like, why be a part of a group that you're just not participating with or whatever? You know, it's like saying I'm going to get car insurance even though I don't have a car or I don't drive my car. You know, you can have PLPD and put it in your garage anyway. Like, why would you have car insurance? Or I'm not going to drive my car in the winter. Why are you going to have full coverage in the winter? You know, so there's certain things that are just kind of my thoughts on it. So it's like I don't use the brigade much, so I don't go over there and communicate too much. I usually talk to people in person, live chats, or the one shot group. So should I be a part of it? Should I just do it to do it? Or, you know, so that's kind of where I'm at. As long as I'm finding a use in it, I'm going to stay there. I think part of it's just trying to clean up my Facebook a little bit and things like that. So yeah, and I might even do the same thing with my YouTube channel. If I'm just not watching people's videos, why am I going to clog up my feed with their stuff? So I might even go through and unsub people. You know, I wouldn't expect people to stay sub to me if they really don't like my videos. You know, doesn't make sense. So, you know, it is what it is, and yeah, but I will be running my game for the noobs, I think, next week. And by noobs, it's new people mainly to the one-shot group. Whether they're new or not to 5th edition, that's a whole nother issue, and I'm not too concerned about that. If they are or not, great. We'll have fun and make the best of it. So, and I will be making a video announcing who the players are, their characters, and I'll introduce them by character, not by the player. So if they have a YouTube channel or something, I'll try and plug it if I know it. But yeah, so if you have any questions, leave a comment below. You know, I'm pretty laid back. I'm pretty straightforward with things. If you want to ask me a personal question about things, I will answer them. Well, not too personal. No, if it's like RPG related or things like that, or something related to the communities, I'll reply. Also, yeah, like I said, I plan on doing like a live chat probably. Maybe this weekend. I don't know. I got a game tonight in person, and the Provokers game is Sunday. But either Saturday night or sometime next week, I might try to do a live chat because I haven't done one on my channel in a while. So I might try to do another one where we can talk about some things. I'd like to probably keep it about games. I know sometimes those can go off games. So I'd like to keep it about games, but yeah, so again, if you aren't a member of the One Shot group, please join it. It's well worth it. Lots of games being played, a lot of chances and opportunities to meet great people. You know, and you know, just expand your horizons a little. Sometimes try new games. Maybe you just want to play the same game. That's fine too. But ultimately, it's a nice resource. It's a nice connection to have, and I highly recommend it. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.